Broadcasting around the world on the internet 24 hours a day at www.odysseytv.org. This is Odyssey Instructional Television, a program of the San Bernardino County Regional Occupational Program.
Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to another show, Jim Hall, You Oughta Know, and we're here in Victorville, California. In fact, we're right on the corner of East Sage and 7th, and you'll know the restaurant when you take a look right here. Some great food, great flavors, and we're going to find out a little bit about the cuisine right here. We're in Victorville. You oughta know. Caden's along with me, and Caden enjoys some great food, some new taste treats, and I'm right along with him. We're going to enjoy this show, and we hope you'll join us right here and enjoy it with us. Simply because, like with all of our shows, we get out, we taste some new items, we enjoy the food, and Caden, you ought to know. Stay with us. Food's coming up next. Welcome back, everybody. Jim Hall, You Oughta Know. And you know one of our favorite things to do is go out and sample some of the great cuisine around the high desert. Well, in fact, Southern California. Well, let me correct that. In fact, the world. We've been to Hawaii. We've been to Paris, France. We've been a little bit of everywhere. And we're here in our own backyard. 7th Street and East Sage is where we are if you want to look it up. And you're watching us in one of those far distant places like Ventura or San Diego, and you want to try come, and you're really going to see some great and unique food in this one. And first, let me get to introduce yourself.
My name is Jihad Al Taiba.
And I know you as, I call you
Joe.
Yeah.
And really, I am agriculture engineer. I am retired agriculture engineer. I came over here to the high desert in 2002, and I start my business in April 4th. 2003, and we are going till now.
Well, first off, let me explain to some people. You grew up and lived your life, and you mentioned it, as an agriculture engineer. What did that mean in your country? And you come from where? You're from Libya?
Jordan.
From Jordan, okay.
And I graduated from Libya, from Al Fatih University in 1974. I work in Libya, in Syria, in Saudi Arabia, in Yemen. And I was representing an American company, which is Asgroseed company, for 2 years in Saudi Arabia, Sudan, Yemen, and Kuwait.
And what types of things were you working on over there? As an engineer, were you developing the way agriculture or the seed or the product would be developed for, obviously, for planting and so on? Or what was it you were doing?
Usually my major is plant protection. I was responsible on a big company in Saudi Arabia. The name of the company is Agriculture Development Stores. We used to sell products to the farmers, and we use also to promote the products and to run experiments about the seeds and the pesticides, which is the best for the farmer to use.
All right, so you went from agriculture and very much apart from when you graduated in Libya, living in Jordan, and you found your way here to Southern California, more explicitly to the high desert. What brought you here and made you decide to open a restaurant like this one?
In fact, if I want to work in agriculture in United States, I have to go and to have courses, to maintain courses in order to go with the American standards. So, I did not take it. My second hobby is cooking. So I prefer to open a restaurant, and it's our destiny to be in the best place in California in the high desert.
Well, you are here, and let me tell you, I sampled a little bit of the cuisine here. Yesterday, I tried a little bit of everything on the dish, and he prepared some great dishes for us. You're going to see some of that coming up. We're actually got the crew here. We're going to try some of the food. You're going to see all that displayed, but let me tell you, a whole new way of eating for me, because it's new to me, and I'm open to experimenting and trying new things. Just fantastic flavors. Now, what type of food is this? Let's educate people.
Oh, this is, in fact, this is Lebanese cuisine. This is authentic Lebanese cuisine.
Okay, authentic Lebanese cuisine. And so what is, for all of us that don't know, Lebanese cuisine features what types of food or spice?
Usually we use a lot of spices, and also we go for the raw vegetables, and everything should be prepared fresh and not from cans.
Okay, now we talked about you use a lot of spice. Now people would register that right away in their head. Oh, it's got to be spicy, it must be hot, but not necessarily so.
Oh no, it's not hot. Some people, they ask, we give it aside. We have red sauce spice, which we call it chata. You know, we give it aside to the people who like it.
So if you want spicy, you can get spicy, but the food by nature, what you prepare, is not necessarily overly spicy, but you do use a lot of spice to get that fantastic flavor.
This is to give it the good flavor that you taste.
Yeah.
You know.
Now let's talk about some of the names of dishes that people may recognize. Maybe they haven't. Maybe this is going to be a new experience. Whatever it is, they're going to be able to come in after seeing this show. You'll be able to come here. And the name of the restaurant here is?
Ala Al Deen.
Ala Al Deen.
Yes.
And does that have a meaning? Is the
It's
word, what is that?
the same as Aladdin.
Aladdin, that's what it means.
Yes. Yes, it's Aladdin.
So the menu features the old, what I consider the flying carpet, and you have the character on the flying carpet, and very much the name incorporates that.
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
It's
Well,
true.
The name, how did you come up with that name?
When we want first to register the restaurants in the high desert, they ask us to have a fictitious name. And when we go to Aladdin, they told us there is Aladdin Bailbone, there is Aladdin something, you have to choose another name. So we choose the name, the same name, but how we spell it. We spell it Ala Al Deen.
A-L-A-L hyphenated D-E-E-N.
Yeah, it's Ala Al Deen.
And that's Aladdin.
Yes.
So welcome to the restaurant, everybody. You have a phone number here. Give me that phone number real quick.
It's 760-241-1136.
All right, we're headed for the kitchen next. We're going to look how some of the food gets prepared before we show you some of the food, and we're actually going to taste it on this show, simply because we're here in Victorville. Ala Al Deen is where we are, because you ought to know. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're in the kitchen next. Everybody, Jim Hall, you ought to know, and I told you we're headed for the kitchen, and that's where we are. Joe, tell me a little bit again. First, the name of the restaurant is?
It's Ala Al Deen.
Ala Al Deen, and which we know as? Aladdin.
Aladdin.
As Aladdin. And you have a phone number here. Again, give me the phone number.
760-241-1136.
1136, and you want to remember that because you are able to call in for orders. You do have takeout orders. People can call and do that.
And we deliver as well.
All right. Well, we're in the kitchen. Now look how good this looks. So look up here first off. We've got kebabs up here, and I want you to introduce yourself.
My name is Natasha.
Natasha, and you've got what cooking up here on the grill?
I have some chicken shish kebab, some lamb shish kebab, and some kufta.
Now shish kebab to me refers to the skewered meats.
Yes.
What does shish kebab actually mean?
I don't know.
Shish kebab, Joe, what is shish kebab?
Shish means the skewers.
The skewers.
Kebabs means that's the meats on the skewer.
All right, now I sampled this. You brought this out to us yesterday. Joe prepared that. You brought it out, and we got a chance to try some of that. That's a ground beef over here?
Yep, that's ground beef with onions, parsley, allspice.
All mixed together.
All mixed together, yeah.
And then skewered.
Yep. we kind of shape it like a sausage and we put it on the grill.
All right. And Natasha, what is this? This is chicken?
This is chicken. It's chicken breast, and it's my mom's special marination. And my mom's name is Susan, so we named the chicken Susie Q.
Susie Q. All right, I've heard that mentioned. People actually, we've got some people here that said that's one of their favorites. This is lamb?
Yeah, that's lamb shish kebab. It's also marinated as well.
Okay.
It's actually leg of lamb that we clean up and we chop up, and here it is.
All right, now the kebabs are a big feature here.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. This is like our number one seller.
All right. Joe, let's come back over here. We've got the,
Kibbeh. And
now say that again.
this is kibbeh.
Which kibbeh is what?
It's crushed wheat with red meat. We make the shell, and it's stuffed inside with meat, onion, pine nuts.
Now this is something that these are handmade, and you were
Handmade.
telling me these are something that it has a real art to being able to make this.
Yes, that's true. It's
Now
very difficult.
So this is a deep fried type of product.
Yes, it is.
Now I had that yesterday as well. Bit into it and a sampling and that meat in there, just that texture, just fantastic.
Yeah, it is the best, and also we sell it. It's number one seller in here.
Now how do you sell those? If I came in and asked for an order of that, how many?
By piece.
By the
By
piece?
piece, yeah.
So-
By piece or order. The order is 6 pieces.
6 pieces in the order.
In the order.
All right, and then next to that, what do we have?
This is the falafel, which is the vegetarian hamburger. This is only garbanzo beans, but our recipe is quite different than in the market. You know, most of the people, they like it, and they told us that this is the best that they ever taste, because it is garbanzo beans. We soak it overnight, and after that, we grind it. We add to it garlic, onion, parsley, cilantro, and sesame seeds.
Well, again, I have to tell you, now this is falafel.
Yeah.
And falafel, in my mind, again, learning the culture for the first time, I always thought of it as a dessert product, but it's not. The falafel, as you mentioned, is more of a vegetarian type hamburger type.
Yes, it is vegetarian.
But it's a very rich flavor, very good.
Yes, sir. And we add to it too much spices, you know, and this is what make it so good.
Okay, so what we've got here, we're going to have a whole product display out there in a few moments, because you
we
feature
have-
some salads too.
Yeah, we have to prepare it in here. We have the hummus, which is garbanzo beans dip. We have the baba ganoush, which is eggplant, roasted eggplant dip. We have also the tabbouleh salad, which is parsley, tomato, and lemon, onion, and mint, and olive oil.
And you call that boule salad?
Tabbouleh.
Tabbouleh.
Yes. And also we have the Arabic salad, which is the regular. It's a green salad.
Yeah.
It's lettuce, tomato, cucumber, mint, lemon, olive oil.
Well, I tried that yesterday as well, along with what you had, the parsley salad. And the regular salad had a little parsley type dressing to it. Very good.
Correct. And beside here, we don't use nothing, no lard, nothing. We don't use pork, no lard. Only we are concentrating on olive oil and mazola for frying.
Now that's very much a cultural thing. No pork at all, right?
Yes, it is.
So we have the beef, the chicken, the lamb, and a lot of the vegetables.
Yes. And this is what make it healthy. And some preachers there write, one of them is Benny Hinn. He write about this, this is the Bible food that heal. And also he has another book, which is the Bible food for life.
Well, Benny Hinn has certainly been one that has talked very much about, and he's very open with the types of food he eats. And this is certainly right in the culture that he really addresses and that he subscribes to.
Yes, correct. And also because they are using a lot of olive oil, you know. And olives, it's a holy tree, and it's written in the whole religion, in the Jewish, in the Christianity, and the Muslims. All of them, they are talking about olives.
All right. Well, the restaurant is open. What are the hours?
We open from 11 o'clock till 8. Only Saturday from 11 to 9.
All right, so lunch and dinner type products. People can, once again, you can call in your orders. You can get orders to go. 241-1136.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the number. And we are here, Ala Al Deen, if you want to try it. In fact, we're going to try it here in just a moment. We're headed for the dining room. You're going to see all the food that's being prepared here in the kitchen displayed, simply because you ought to know. Get ready, Caden. We're going to try some food. Everybody, Jim Hall, you ought to know. Ala Al Deen is where we are. 7th Street at East Sage in Victorville. 7th at East Sage. 241-1136 if you want to call in an order and place that order ready to go. You're going to want to do that after you see what we have out here. And Joe, we've got some great food that you've laid out here. And you call this cuisine what type again?
It is the Lebanese cuisine.
Lebanese.
Yes.
And you feature this food. I mean, people of all cultures come in and they love this food. Why?
Yeah, because you know this food is the food from Athens, Greece, Israel, Palestine, Jordan, Lebanon, Armenia. It's all over. They eat the same food, but with different, you know, recipes and the different little bits of spices here and there.
Well, your food has come highly recommended. The taste, the culture of the food is certainly inspiring. In fact, we're going to learn about those plates. Are we ready?
Yes, we are ready to do it.
All right. We've seen it in the kitchen. We talked a little bit about the restaurant here. Again, you do have the orders to go, 241-1136, and they can come in the restaurant. Again, you're open roughly 11 a.m. each weekday until about 8 p.m. or so?
Yes, yes, sir. And we work 7 days a week.
All right. Well, Natasha, you ready? We're coming your way, and as we do that, take a look at this, guys. We're going to start on the table right down here at the end, and let's get a shot right here. We've got some salad, and we're going to talk about the salads first. Now, to me, a salad is a primer to the meal, or kind of an appetizer for me if you don't want a formal appetizer.
Yes.
Do you start with a salad as well in this?
We serve all of our food kind of together. Everything's next to each other, kind of like rice and salad and dip, and everything's laid out on the table for everyone to grab. Nobody really has their own.
Well, yeah, and I call this pretty much, I call this family style, but is that pretty much how you incorporate that?
Yes, that's absolutely how we call it as well. Yeah, for sure.
Well, we've got the salad out here, so let's talk a couple. I tasted these yesterday, very unique, a different flavor than what I was very surprised, but very good.
Very simple as well. Our food is very simple, and you could probably find it in your cupboard.
All right, talk about those salads. First off, we got what looks like a traditional type salad, but
this is an Arabic salad. It has romaine lettuce, tomatoes, and Persian cucumbers, which we can't find out here in the high desert. Garlic, crushed garlic, olive oil, lemon juice, salt, and mint flakes, dried mint flakes. And we just mix it all together, and that's what you get.
With a little bit of a parsley type dressing, I detected there.
Yeah, just we kind of chop the parsley and we sprinkle it on top.
All right, now we move on to the parsley salad, or what I call a parsley salad. Is that what you call it?
We call it tabbouleh.
Okay.
Tabbouleh is how we pronounce it, and it's parsley with cracked wheat. There's little cracked wheat in there, finely diced tomatoes, Persian cucumbers again, same dressing, olive oil, lemon juice, mint, salt, but no garlic.
All right, we're going to move right on. Next is one of my things that I learned about for the very first time yesterday. Describe that.
That's hummus. That's a creamy garbanzo bean dip.
Now that comes in all types of flavors, or people make it into different flavors. Is that right?
Absolutely, yeah. Some people can add pepper to that, like crushed pepper. Some people can add roasted pepper, pine nuts. You can make it. You could add anything you'd like to, any type of vegetable, roasted vegetable.
All right, now look right next to this. This is a unique dish, and I was told this is kind of unique for the desert area. Is this true?
Absolutely, yeah. Those are stuffed grape leaves. We call them dolma.
Dolma.
Yes.
What is inside the grape leaves here?
It is, I actually made the stuffing yesterday. It's rice with tomato paste and garlic, onions, olive oil, lemon juice, and mint.
All right. Moving on. Now, this is what we saw back there. You were at the fryer.
Yeah.
And these were being cooked on the skewers.
Yes.
Describe that.
That is the chicken shish kebab, the lamb shish kebab, and the kufta shish kebab. It's under there. And rice with a grilled onion and a grilled tomato.
Now, this would be a normal type order, the way it would come out?
Yes, that's how it comes out for a large meal platter, and you can get all those the 2 dips and the 2 salads along with that.
All right. Now, we have the salad again displayed here. We do have a different type. Now, the hummus comes in different settings or styles. Is that right?
Actually, it's always the same flavor. We always try to keep it consistent, and you can get it in a small side as well instead of a whole large plate.
With anything that you would order?
Yeah, whatever you like to order with it. Some people like to dip the dolmas in it. Some people like to dip the chicken in it. Some people just eat it
Me,
with
being
bread.
the uncultured one that I am, I was here yesterday for the very first time and tried a little bit of sampling of some of your food. One of the things you brought to me first in a basket, very warm or hot was what?
Pita bread,
And pita bread is
like the pocket flatbread. That is-
unleavened type bread.
Yes, yes, it is. It's just a flat pocket type bread.
And what do I do with pita bread? What is the proper way to use that?
Well, you would rip off a little piece and you would dip it either into the hummus, which is that garbanzo bean dip I was talking about, or the baba ganoush, the smoked eggplant dip.
All right, we've got to move right on. Two of my favorite dishes right here.
Falafel. Falafel is crushed garbanzo beans with onion, cilantro, and garlic, and we put sesame seeds in it, and we put it in a little disc. They're like veggie patties, and we fry them.
And right next to that, sticking up out of the basket
Little
there.
footballs, that's how I describe them. They're called kibbe. Kibbe is cracked wheat in the outer shell with sauteed onions, ground beef, and pine nuts on the inside. So when you take a bite, you have a little surprise in there.
All right.
It's really good.
Natasha, thank you for showing us the food.
Anytime.
We're going to sample the food here in just a moment. What we're going to do, we're going to get all the crew, the staff, everybody that's here is going to try some of the food. We're going to get some opinions. Well, you'll have to wait for the next show to see that, but we will be back to wrap up this show in just a moment. Caden's here. There he is, and we're ready to eat simply because you ought to know. Stay with us. We'll be back with more to wrap. Let's going to put the wraps on another show, everybody. Jim Hall, you ought to know. Ala Al Deen Restaurant, 7th at East Sage here in Victorville, California. If you want to know how to look it up or find it, you can go to MapQuest. Ala Al Deen is there. 241-1136 is the phone number if you want to place an order to go or get something that's just simply fantastic, everybody. I've got falafel, I've got the rice, I've got pita bread, chicken, I've got lamb out here. In fact, the whole crew is experiencing the food right here at Ala Al Deen. Take a look at this. Caden's even participating. He's got his pita bread. There's some chicken, and that is good. Do you like that? You do? Yeah, it's good stuff. Join us next time, everybody, right here. You ought to know. Odyssey Television, www.odysseytv.org. And don't forget to experience the food and the culture right here. Right, Caden? Simply because you ought to know. See you next time, everybody.